Manchester United's David Moyes has shadow of Sir Alex Ferguson looming. There is little need for a reminder of how quickly times have changed at Old Trafford. After all, Manchester United are closer in points tally to the relegation places than the Champions League positions. But if any word needed, it will be served at a London book launch on Tuesday morning when Sir Alex Ferguson's keenly anticipated autobiography is released. As if the shadow of the great manager were not cast wide enough over his successor, David Moyes, here comes Ferguson in person, to break his low profile in order to publicize his book. Of course, Ferguson cannot be criticized for doing so, and he would presumably not have been alone in thinking last summer, when publication deadlines were discussed, that as November fast approached, his former club would not be trailing Southampton and Everton in the Premier League table, level on points with Hull and Newcastle. But the fact remains, even if it is premature to discuss a crisis at Old Trafford in these early days of the Moyes reign, it is certainly valid to examine whether he has a squad capable of continuing Ferguson's record of finishing in the top three in every season for the past 21 years and, of greater concern, continuing the run of Champions League football that dates back to 1994. The players here are good enough, and come the end of the season is when you have to be in your best form, said Moyes, riffling slightly when asked about concerns over missing out on Europe's top competition after another disappointing result, Saturday's 1-1 draw at home to Southampton. Over the years, Manchester United have been slow starters quite often. We have been a little bit slow in the way we have gone about things at the start, but hopefully that will improve. We knew we had a difficult opening period, and we knew the games we were coming into, in lots of ways, looked as if they were more winnable, but we have to try and do it. We have got to do it. We lost 2 points today. We will pick ourselves up. We have to make sure we do our job. We can only try and win our games now and then concentrate on the other matches later on. It is a slow start, but I am sure we will improve. Those difficult early fixtures are long over, defeats by Liverpool and Manchester City gone, if not forgotten, but it is precisely this kind of performance against the Saints, following on from a defeat by West Bromwich on United's last Old Trafford outing, that raises major concerns. United have now scored only 4 home league goals this season, and the way in which they failed to build on Robin van Persie's first-half opener, superbly created by the teenage winger Adnan Januzaj, was just as alarming as the appalling set-piece defending that gave Dudge and Lovren a late chance. That flew in via Adam Lallana's knee. The evidence of the opening day league fixtures, no small sample, it should be said, suggests that United will struggle to catch Manchester City, Chelsea or Arsenal, and need now to be casting an anxious eye towards a fourth-place finish that is no formality, given the impressive early form of Liverpool and Tottenham, to name but two. At the start, everyone thought it would be a Premier League season which might throw up a few different things, added Moyes. But I can't now only start looking at us. Now I am needing performances and results to get a little bit of consistency. Consistency was the bedrock upon which Ferguson built his empire, and it seems from the few interviews he has done to date and the evidence of his relationship with the Harvard Business School, that an analysis of his management technique and philosophy will feature prominently in his book, hardly an advantageous state of affairs for Moyes as he attempts to stamp his own mark on United. It was noted, for example, that many of his substitutions this season have been cautious, and that United's penchant for stealing dramatic last-gasp points in the Ferguson era is making way for trying to cling on to them in the closing stages of games. I didn't think that at all, said Moyes, defending his substitutions on Saturday. We didn't take the 2 forwards off. We kept them on. We brought Danny Welbeck on, brought Rodriguez on. I thought we actually tried to get a second goal. Only in the last 3 or 4 minutes, when I was trying to make sure we had some height at set pieces, did we actually lose a goal from a set piece. At the start of a period in which United play 4 home games in 11 days, across 3 competitions, this latest fixture seemed ideally positioned to offer Moyes respite, especially given the presence of Januzaj, who, the club announced before kick-off, has signed a new 5-year deal. But United struggled to cope with Southampton's impressive, high-intensity pressing game. The 5 players Mauricio Pochettino planted in midfield swamped United's. They were swift moving forward, pressured the defenders on the ball, and, with Lallana orchestrating proceedings, the Saints always threatened on the counter-attack. The fact United gave fleeting glimpses of their old selves simply added to the frustration felt and expressed by the crowd and transmitted to their increasingly anxious players. Januzaj still offers reasons to be cheerful for those supporters, although his teammate Phil Jones was not the first, or presumably last, United figure to sound a note of caution. "Yeah, he's a terrific talent, but it's a case of the old cliché, as long as he keeps his head down he'll do great things for this club. It's pressure, it's massive pressure. It's a testament to him. He's only a young kid but he has come in and done a great job. He's sharp, he's got nimble feet and he will do great things for this club but he will have to keep working hard as well." But it was hard to escape the feeling that, short-term at least, Southampton's future looks far brighter than United's. "We don't set ourselves any limits, the sky's the limit," said a beaming Pochettino. Unfortunately for Moyes, United's limits at the moment are far more earthbound.